Last week I talked about 2 Corinthians chapter 1, where Paul tells us that God comforts us in all our troubles, so that we can comfort other people in their troubles. We are all human beings, weak and in need of God. For some of us, Sunday will be a day of fasting, in which we are reminded that we are but mere mortals. We are not self-sustaining beings. We are temporary, and in comparison to the size and age of the universe, we are like a little spark when one rock hits another, gone so quickly. We are dependent creatures, dependent on the Creator who sustains the entire universe by His powerful Word, Hebrews tells us. It is a sobering message, but also an encouraging one, because we know that God is in charge, and we know that He is good. Look at the birds, Jesus said. As many of you know, I like to look at birds in all their variety and interesting lifestyles. Jesus said, God takes care of the birds, and we are of much more value to Him than the birds are. He will take care of us too. We do not need to have anxious thoughts, and we need not fear evil, even when we are in the shadow of death, as we heard from Pastor Burmy last week. God's got us covered. This week I'd like to read a little bit more from 2 Corinthians chapter 1, this time starting in verse 8. We do not want you to be uninformed, brothers and sisters, about the troubles we experienced in the province of Asia. We were under great pressure, far beyond our ability to endure, so that we despaired of life itself. Indeed, we felt we had received the sentence of death. But this happened that we might not rely on ourselves, but on God, who raises the dead. He has delivered us from such a deadly peril, and He will deliver us again. On Him we have set our hope that He will continue to deliver us. Even if we are given the sentence of death, God's got us covered, because death does not have the last word in our life. God can raise the dead, and He will raise the dead. He delivers us from deadly perils. But He lets us go through trials for a reason. Actually, several reasons. One that Paul mentions here is that we might not rely on ourselves, but on God. Let us use our current difficulties to draw closer to Him, to grow in faith in His care for us. He's got us covered.